I never went looking for a labyrinth to walk. I actually stumbled onto one after visiting a friend in the hospital. It was just right outside the exit. It was hidden in this circle of 12-foot tall vertical bushes, and it felt like a secret garden moment. And over time, I walked it, and I felt something, and I began to walk others. And what I love most is how a labyrinth plays with your mind. You step in, walk forward, and almost immediately you're near the center. You're like so close to the middle that you could probably reach out and touch it, but you can't. And then the path will curve, or it will turn back outward, then inward again, then outward again, and suddenly you're really far from the center. Like you'll go from the middle to the outer edge. And in that way, it like really delays the satisfaction of making it to the middle. And it doesn't do it to frustrate you, at least I don't think, but it really begins to rewire your sense of progress. And you've got to think about what you're doing and why you're doing it. And it's not like a puzzle to solve. It becomes like a metaphor to inhabit. And it's full of all of these beautiful contradictions. Like you're walking in circles, but you're not lost. Like you're doing this thing very on purpose. And you go inward, but you're not really retreating. And then you pause in the center and spend some time there. And you don't do it just to like stop and take a break, but you do it so that on the way out, like your return has weight. Like the pause becomes what needs to balance the entrance and the exit. And so in the way that I am overly curious and sometimes compulsive, I read from what I could find was the entire somewhat definitive book cataloging labyrinths, which was last published in 1922. And I was looking for some like final explanation. Like, what's the truth? What's the deal with these things? Like, why do I like these? But it didn't have it. It had no answers. It was just pattern after pattern, path after path, recorded location after recorded location. Like whether it had been maintained, whether it was gone, and like it had some like early speculative myth of where they came from, but that bothered me. And then I realized maybe that's the point. These things aren't to explain, they are to invite, because to walk one is to understand it. And they have a rhythm. It's like a de facto speed of pace where you're really aware of the earth under your feet. Like when you're walking through a parking lot to a store, you don't feel the earth under your feet, you're just walking. But the way the labyrinth works is you can try and rush it, but it will not feel right. You'll begin to lose balance, you'll skip the lines, you'll bump up against the rocks, you'll brush the bushes, whatever the situation is. And also you can try and look ahead and predict where you're headed or how long it will take to arrive at a certain path or at a certain part of it, and you'll be wrong. But if you walk at the pace that it allows, the pace that it demands, it settles you, and it brings you into like a different pace of movement, a different pace of mind. And it's one of those things that just takes the time it takes. And in an optimized culture where everything can be hacked, everything can be sped up, everything can be a done-for-you service, this is almost a radical realization that like it just takes the time it takes. And then you get to the center, and it doesn't hold a secret. It just holds a pause. It just gives you presence. And then you begin the return. You head back out, and it's the same path, but you have some new patience. And I've found that there's something holy about this type of repetition. It's not like a mindless loop or a walk around the block, but some sort of sacred spiral. It's a way of intentionally going inward so that you can come back out and